When do I buy single family homes? I'm Tim Diesel, commercial real estate consultant. And today I want to answer a question, when do I buy single family homes? And I'm going to answer it both ways. I'm going to answer it specifically to me and when my opinion of anyone else buying it. But depending on your stage of investing, this varies, right? If you're a new person, if you've been around for 15 years, whatever the case is, if you have a lot of cash, you have no cash, this is all totally different. So let me answer it for myself first, and hopefully that'll help shed a lot of light. Now, I do not invest in single family property. I do not invest in residential real estate, condos, none of that stuff, right? It's just my strategy. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad. Now, if the average house in my neighborhood, let's say, is $250,000, and maybe a couple of years from now we're having a big foreclosure, short sale disaster, and I can pick the house up for $100,000, I will definitely look into that. So it doesn't mean I'll never do it. It's against everything I stand for. But if I do it, it's got to be at a real deep discount, and it's got to be very, very attractive. Now, the other thing is my strategy is always to get in light, get in very, very light. Meaning, even if you have a $500,000 house, and I can get in with $0, I mean practically nothing, maybe some closing costs for a couple $1,000, and I can cash flow off of that property, I'll consider it for the short term. I do not like owning single family homes or anything like that for a long period of time. I'd probably do it to bridge somewhere else. I would not do it like that, unless if the market has crashed or has gone down. So if it's at an auction and I'm buying a block of properties, it's something I'd probably look into because I want to sell them. So, but it's not really a strategy that I employ and I look to. Now, for a beginning investor trying to build up their net worth, their asset, that may not be a terrible idea, right? You need a place to live. Very important that you realize where you live is not technically an investment, right? It's not producing cash. It is on the balance sheet to your banks. That's understandable, but it really isn't. I mean, you can't, unless you rent it, unless you leave and you rent it out. And then that's a whole nother conversation, why we don't rent single family homes. Totally different game plan there. So same thing with condos, same thing with townhomes, anything like that, mobile homes, whatever it is. If you can get something for a deep discount, look into it. Do not come in with a whole lot of cash. I don't like that strategy because you're eliminating opportunities for other places. Now, if you're sitting on $10 or $15 million and you have to come in with a $250,000 down payment or something, that's totally different, right? I'm talking about the average person here. So this doesn't apply to every single person. There is no blanket strategy for everyone. Everything depends on where you are in your life. Are you single? Do you have 3 kids? What's your situation, right? Did you just get fired? Do you have income you can depend on? So, I mean, there's some commercial properties. I know some people can take a negative cash flow for a couple of years. Others can't even take one for a month. So it really does depend on what you're trying to do. So really try to, I don't want to say look at those deals, but if something comes across your desk, give it a peek. And the main question is, well, what do I have to do to buy this, right? If it's a $100,000 house and you have to come in with 20% down, that's not very interesting to me. Now, if it's a $100,000 house and the seller will finance you up to 95%, well, that's kind of attractive, right? Because now you're controlling an asset. You've got no banks involved. You've got no appraisals, really, unless he wants to do the appraisal or something weird like that. And you can just get into something, and now you've taken over in a certain way. Now, you got to make sure there's a deep discount. I do not like overinflated prices. So, and some of this stuff you can figure out. When the market really was soft, you knew some of the houses that were selling, you couldn't even build them for the amount of money they were selling these things for. So that's something I might entertain a few years down the road. That's not something I look for now, unless it's an extremely attractive deal. So if you need a place to live, that's different. You know, I don't necessarily like or where other people like. Other people don't like where I like. So it really just kind of depends. So don't discount anything, but the time to get them is when you can get a deep discount and I mean like 50% or something outrageous, or you can get in real light. But I do not like putting a whole lot of cash down on single family homes, residential assets in general. I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions on anything, please let me know. Thank you.